So see that girl with the bright orange pants walking away from the ATM right there? I was over there using the ATM, and she was kind of standing around staring at me as I was walking over. I'm like, oh, she's getting flirty. And then I use the ATM, and she's kind of standing around. I'm like, all right. And then I turned to walk away, and she was just waiting for the cash machine. You are the man, CNCycle. You are the man. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of CNCycle. Oh, I'm out running some errands I had to get done. I didn't get done yesterday. So last night I went to a house party where they were showing the big Manny Pacquiao-Floyd Mayweather fight, which I guess was an okay fight. It pretty much came out exactly how I thought it would. I thought it was going to go all the way to the end, or at least to round 10, and that Mayweather was going to win by decision, and that is exactly what happened. But nonetheless, it was a pretty good fight. Looks like there might be a rematch because apparently Pacquiao had a injured shoulder. I don't know. Sounds like it's just hype. It's another way to make another $80 million. But anyway, so I had a few beers last night after having a few beers. And by the time I got home, I was feeling pretty good. I was sitting on my couch. I was thinking, you know, I got to go out and vlog tomorrow, but I'm kind of fresh out of ideas. What am I going to do? So after sitting there staring at the wall and listening to some music, I started thinking about why I started doing this in the first place, why I started vlogging. And I'm thinking, well, there you go, man. There's your topic. Let's tell the story about why I got into vlogging in the first place, and also ask the question of all of you out there of why you did. I'm looking for a deeper meaning. What actually triggered it? What was the... Oh, thank you, I guess. Oh, look at this old Porsche. It's cool. I touched upon this subject a little bit a few videos ago when I did the group ride with Suburban Delinquent and Fry riding, but I didn't dive too deep into it. So I thought I'd revisit that and maybe go into a little more detail. So in my very first video ever, I mentioned that way back in 2008, 2009, I had an interest in getting into motorcycles. I had a fiance at the time, which that relationship ended. It's a pattern with me, I know. And because of financial reasons, the option to buy a motorcycle was then taken off the table. So a few years pass, and the bug strikes me again. For some reason, I don't know what triggered it. I just started thinking about motorcycles again. And I'm thinking, you know, I want to do it again. I want to try again. So, what do? Well, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Well, what kind of motorcycle do I want to buy? So I get on YouTube and start searching around, looking around, and lo and behold, what happens? Eventually, by searching for motorcycle reviews, I run into vlogs. And I ran into a few guys at first, but the guy that probably hit home with me the most, that I found the most entertaining, and in my humble opinion, I still probably feel is the single best motovlogger, is Mr. Baron Von Grumble. So I ended up getting completely sidetracked from looking at motorcycles and just going back and watching pretty much his entire collection and being thoroughly entertained. And then from him, I started watching a bunch of other guys all over the world and thought it was kind of cool. It took a while. So then I get the motorcycle. Wait a minute, I don't talk at red lights. That's right, my new rule. Right, so fast forward again. Now I have a motorcycle. And I wasn't really thinking about vlogging at all. And by the way, if you're a new motorcycle rider, I don't recommend vlogging right away, because it does take a little bit of your attention off the road when you're thinking about what you have to say. And it's not something you want to be doing in the first ride out. I'd recommend at least 6 months. Ride for 6 months, and then once you have that level of comfort, then try vlogging. Anyway, And then I said, you know, I got to do something on top of this, something that'll keep me on the bike more, that'll keep me disciplined. And I need a creative outlet. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I don't think I've talked about it much. Maybe I mentioned it offhand, but I also play drums.
Where are you going? I'm going upstairs. Because I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set. Okay? If you do that, I am warning you right now, if you touch my drums, I will stab you in the neck with a knife.
I have been in a series of bands in the past. It's been a little while since I've been really active, and so I have a creative outlet that's not being fulfilled completely, which is a whole other story. I need to start playing drums again too. Don't even get me started on that. So there's a creative outlet that I need to have, and all those things put together, and the love that I did form for motorcycles, I finally decided that maybe I should do it. But again, I gotta hand it to my now ex-girlfriend. She was the one that actually bought me my first camera. I don't know if I would have ever had the initiative to go out and do it, but she did it and said, here you go. So I didn't really have a choice then. I had to do it. And here we are, almost a year later. It's hard to believe. My channel will be a year old in June, the end of June, early July. And I'm still doing it, and I'm still loving it. So, you know, it's for me, it was, I like film, I like movies, as I mentioned before. I need a creative outlet, whether it be through motorcycling or through film now, I guess. And I love motorcycling, and so all those things compiled, and probably most importantly, the absolute amazing community that comes along with motovlogging. I mean, there's nothing like hearing some guy shout out your name that's in another country. Holy Jesus, this light is so long. Oh my God. For example, today, I turned on YouTube and a guy by the name of Submoto, by the way, he's new, he's small, it's amazing that how few people know about him. He's lived all over the world. His accent to me sounds fairly American, but he's currently living in Copenhagen. The guy gave me a shout out today after one of my videos. Some guy clear across the world. How cool is that? How cool is that? So that's another reason why I love doing this so much. So that's what I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, and I'm going to say, if you want to tell me in the comments below, great, that's fine, but what I would even request of all you motovloggers watching, do a response video. I would love to hear the story, and don't just say, oh, I thought it was cool, I just wanted to do it. Dive a little deep, really dig into your psyche, and tell me why you decided to start motovlogging. I would be curious to know. And give me credit in your video too. No, I'm just kidding. But that's it. I will catch you guys later. Bye. What does his jacket say? Something Blazers. Whoa, that thing's loud. Bitchin'.